Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel of crafting, crochet and knitting. My name is Nikki and welcome to my little yarniverse. So hello, welcome to this little impromptu Vlogmas video. The reason for recording this video is because I realised making the advent shorts for my Adventures in Yarncraft advent calendar, a lot of the yarns are being washed out by poor lighting, and I've tried to use my ring light but it's not really letting the colour come through properly, so I wanted to do this video whilst I have good natural light to show you the yarns so far so you can see the colours a little bit better. So I'm going to start by first just showing you the card, the colour palette properly, because I also haven't been getting a very good picture of this. So the good thing about this advent calendar, so this is the Jane Eyre advent calendar from Adventures in Yarncraft, and the good thing about this that I found was there was a colour palette released that didn't like show you what the yarn was going to be like. It wasn't a spoiler for the yarn, but it did show you so that you can kind of look at the palette and go, do I like that idea, do I not like that idea? Because I think I've seen a lot of yarn advents have been quite pink, and you know on this channel I am not a pink person, so I was a lot happier with the idea of these lovely like greens and blues and neutrals with just a splash of the pinky purple in there, and I thought that would be better for me. So what we have for day one, so I've been wrapping them all back up just to keep them safe. I've also been putting some of them into an organza bag for that extra layer of protection because I have ripped some of the packaging as I've been unwrapping it. So this is day one. And it is beautiful. It's got a few flecks of blue, green and purple on a heathery pink base. This to me basically looks like the first picture. It's just got that little subtle indication of the grass underneath the heather. So really, really pretty. I have to wrap them all back up after I've done this. So number two was much pinker, so kind of definitely just going for the pink heather. Still lots of variation in there, but no like splashes of colour, just kind of a little bit of a purpley pink here, a little bit of more pinky pink sort of around here, and then a sort of very pale. So again, just keeping that colour palette going, looking more at the flowers I would guess. Day three, and we've gone more into the purple heather, so I really like this one. It's not like a really autumnal purple, but I do think this is really, really lovely. Just sort of muskier purple, I mean basically a heather purple, right? Like again, so on this colour palette representing a more purpley heather. Day four, and we have got another more purple, so this is going a little bit darker, a little bit more of a hint of the blue coming in now, sort of here and here, a few flecks of colour. So this is different from day three, so actually if I hold, this is day three, that's day four. You can see it's starting to move over to the blues, and if I look back at the card again, blue is the next colour, so I thought when I saw this, oh, maybe now we're going to transition into the next set of colours. So day five, and when I opened this one I had guessed correctly. So a lot more blue. So I think in the video this looked really, really great, but actually you can see now in the natural light that it's this steely blue grey. A few flecks of purple in there still, but definitely now transitioned onto the next set of colours. So the inspirations, sort of the more old-fashioned dark blue wallpapers, meant to be like reflecting different parts of Jane's life, And so she did have times where she was in a bit of an institutional school, times where she'd moved into a big manor to be a governess, times when she was living with her family. So day 6. So again, expecting something quite blue. This surprised me. It kind of went back to being less variegated, and it's not a solid colour, so I think this is what people usually call tonal, but it is still very much blue, like a steely grey navy blue that we have there. So you can see a little bit of lighter colouring than there, but mostly this dark colour. Day 7. And we have got another much more variegated, lighter and darker patches. When I first saw this, and again I think when I showed the video of this, it looked very, very similar to day 5. However, next to each other you can see that this has got more of the grey steely coloration, and this is beginning to transition more into those more blue, greeny, oceany kind of colours. So a little bit more saturated, a little bit less grey, a little bit less steel grey. So they are different. I really like this one. This is definitely, I don't know if it's my favourite. I think I do like the purples, but I do think this is up there, definitely up there. And then day 8, we have got here, the stickers come up. Day 8 is, again, this surprised me because this kind of seems to have gone back more into the grayer kind of tone, the less saturated blue. So again, if I just grab, that was day 7. If I re-grab day 5. So when you put them next to each other like that, you can kind of see that we've got the steely blue, the more saturated blue, but then actually next to them, this is beginning to look more grey and less steel, I think. So let me remember, that was 5, that was 7, and there's 8. And then we've got day 9 and 10, which I haven't put in the organza bag yet, just because they are keeping the box like in shape. In day 9, we transitioned through into the more greens, and I guess that is when you think about the previous one where it was kind of looking a bit more grey. I think that's because it was sort of beginning to move into the green grey kind of zone. So we're now fully into the green. And you just couldn't pick that up on the camera in the other lighting. I'm beginning to lose the light again now, but that's fine because I do have just one more to show you, and that's day 10. So thinking about it, I probably should have just done this like in more strategic positions rather than having just 10 randomly. But this one is also really high up there on my favourites list. This is a beautiful emeraldy greens. It's got that colour variation. I feel like this is the green version of the blue one that I showed from day 7. And yeah, it's working in some of the sort of extra inspirations there, the sort of the greeny purpley, not greeny purpley, grey purpley bits as well, just coming in. Really, really, really a fan of that one. So just quickly, before I wrap all of those up and before we lose the light, the other thing I wanted to show you is the little stitch markers. So I've actually pulled the stitch markers off the yarn so they don't snag the yarn in any way, and I've popped them just all together. This I think was on the day 3. It is absolutely beautiful. This is kind of my sort of, again, like autumnal purple. I absolutely love it, and it's in a little book with a little bit of heather on it. It's so pretty. So I love that. And that's got an actual like opening clasp, so that could be used on crochet work. The other ones have actually come with a just a circle clasp, so for knitting typically you wouldn't be able to put that on crochet because it would get stuck, but they do have little light bulb markers, so you can use them on knitting if you want to. But I think on day 6 we got this one. So just that nice dark navy blue with a nice flowery imprint in it, looking like a little leaf. And then I don't think it was day 9, I think it was like day 10. I think it was the day 10 one that had this one. I've got a picture, I'd have to look look back at it, but we've got the same again, but in this beautiful green colour. So it's kind of like a floral stamp that's been pressed into the clay. Again with the knitted ring, but with the light bulb stitch marker in case you want to use it on crochet. So they go together, and I've just popped them all onto this little ring together, just to keep them safe and away from the yarn, just so that they don't snag the yarn. So that is everything so far. Really glad that I had decent enough weather to show you, because I was getting a little bit upset with the shorts. I don't know whether to keep trying to put shorts out on the same day as I open it, or whether to just wait for good weather. So maybe let me know in the comments if you would rather the advent was late but you got to see it better, or whether you would rather see it on the day, and then maybe I do like these little like impromptu Vlogmas videos where I like update you on sort of a batch of them at a time. Like, let me know in the comments what you would prefer. And obviously it's very weather dependent. I've tried my ring light, and my ring light just doesn't, it gives me a natural enough colour that I can sit there and record and I don't look washed out, but it just doesn't do justice to the yarn. Like it really, I think one minute that I've got it right, and then when I look at the video it's like washed out any part of the yarn that was too light, so you can't see it properly. But you can see a bit of the darker, or I tone it down, but then you see the speckles maybe on the lighter patches, but then you can't see the colour of the darker at all, it just looks grey. So I'm a bit torn. I am going to have to be beholden to these nice days when we get them to actually get true colour pictures. But I'm going to get true colour pictures. I'm going to put pictures at the end of this video as well, just of them all next to each other. And then yeah, just have to keep keep you updated. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you would prefer. But I will sign off this video now, and see you in a future one. Bye!